Your lack of competence is not what's getting in your way of reaching the success that you want. It's your lack of confidence. And in today's episode, we are going to cover how you can gain confidence and why it is so important for you to have confidence in yourself and in your product in order to look competent. If you don't understand what competence is in the first place, it's essentially you knowing something, having knowledge of the product or service or the thoughts that you have in your head and getting that out to somebody else. So how do we build up this confidence? Because a lack of confidence translates to a lack of competence for potential clients and prospects. If you are on a stage speaking, or if you're in front of any group speaking and you lack confidence, automatically there's two assumptions that are made. One, people think that you're lying, or two, more than likely it's going to be the second one, is that they think you don't really know what you're talking about, but you're up there just talking anyways. So there's a lack of competence because of your lack of confidence. And you can be the most confident person in the world, and yet that is still going to be the case. And this actually happened for me when I was in college. We were going and doing an engineering project, actually on an electronic stethoscope. Amazing, brilliant guy that I was working with. We were in a group of 3 people, and literally the one guy, the epitome of all projects, where one guy did all the work. He knew everything. He built the circuit board, bought all the equipment, and literally about an hour before the presentation, he's like, hey, so here's what it is, here's how it works, here's probably some things that maybe the professor's going to ask, and then we just made a plan of who's going to present on what. He literally made the PowerPoint, he made everything, gave us the game plan, me and this other guy that we were working with, and guess who got the best score? If you guessed it was the guy that did all the work, you're wrong. In fact, myself and the other guy got better scores. I actually got the middle score. It was 100, 95, and 90. Okay, not bad scores at all. But this guy had all the competence in the world, yet he lacked confidence. What happened was myself and the guy that got 100, we came in there confident. We presented on what we knew about. We were able to answer questions, and we just exuded self-confidence. We exuded confidence in the product that we were displaying to our class, and yet this guy, nervous as can be. You would have thought that he was the one that we gave the information to. Me and the other partner did all the work, and we just gave the information to him. But that wasn't the case. The thing was that he lacked self-confidence. And because of that self-confidence, it translated into a lack of competence. And the way he was reading, he wasn't really reading, but he was just talking through his points. And you would have thought he had a notebook out, and he was... So the electronic stethoscope, it has a PNP coupler, or, it has a PNP diode or NPN. I don't know. I forget all that stuff now. A long time ago for me, over a decade ago. But that lack of confidence killed him. So how can you gain confidence in yourself and in your product in order to come off as competent? The first one, and I talk about this all the time, but it's something that's so easy for us to do, and that is getting out our phone. Getting on your phone and just start to talk about anything and everything. The more comfortable you can get with just talking, the better it's going to be for you. And through being comfortable with talking is going to then exude confidence when you go to speak, whether it be on a video again or it actually be in front of an audience. That repetition is going to be key for you there. The next thing, and this may be a little contradictory, but it's really knowing your product, your service, knowing your value as well. Not just knowing the ins and outs, the inputs and outputs, knowing things forwards and backwards, knowing about your product. It's also knowing the value that's there. Think about a salesperson that you worked with. They probably have a great product or service, but when they were trying to sell it to you, they didn't feel confident in the value behind it. They could have tried to sell you a $20 bill for $10, but if they didn't feel confident that you would trust that that's a legitimate $20 bill, then you're probably going to be sketched out like, I don't know. But in all reality, if somebody's giving you a real $20 bill and only asking for $10 in return, that's a winner all day. You should be taking that all day. But because of the lack of confidence in the value of that $20 bill, that salesperson can then not sell it. And so it's the same thing for you. So it's having a confidence in your product or service, but knowing the value behind it as well. And so as you're speaking this, you have to believe in the value of your product, of your service, of yourself. You are the product sometimes. A lot of times, actually, you are the product. And so you have to have that self-confidence in you. And the third thing is just realize that we are all human. We all make mistakes. So you're going to make the mistake. Don't worry about the mistake. You're going to make it. Roll with the punches. And in all reality, and this is an example of me, as you're probably seeing me now, you're thinking, wow, Philip is very confident. Philip is very comfortable on camera. Philip is very comfortable in front of people. But 5 years ago, I wasn't that way. But you're probably looking at me now like, oh, well, of course, Philip's just confident. He's comfortable. And maybe you're not right now. But you can start doing that. You just have to start taking that action. And eventually, you will get that confidence. You will get that confidence. But it's all about you just starting to take some action. But through that persistent action, and realizing that you are going to make mistakes, that you are human, you will start to gain that confidence. I know for myself, going to a basketball analogy, when I just didn't care about if I actually made the shot or not, and I just started having fun, I actually started doing better than when I tried to focus on, oh man, I hope I just hit the shot right. I got to line up right. I've got to get my hands set just right to shoot that basketball. I did worse when I was so focused on doing everything perfect and not making a mistake versus just having fun with it and realizing that I'm going to miss. Everybody miss. Even the greats miss in the most pivotal moments of any time in their career. So you're going to make a mistake, and that's okay. Keep going. So the three things that can help you gain that confidence is 1, just doing selfie videos. 2, believing in the value of your product or service and yourself. And number 3, realizing that you're just human. You're going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. And by building up that confidence, it's going to allow you to be perceived as more competent, even if you're not, because I bet you've seen that really confident person that has no confidence at all, but people believe them. They're telling lies and people believe them, and you can't believe it. But it's because they are so confident and they believe in the message that they're sharing that people automatically find credibility in that. People automatically see competence in that person. So it's not about the competence per se, but the confidence that you have, because you can have all the competence in the world. If you do not have confidence, you are not going to get far. You have to have confidence. And when you have that confidence, that will equate to competence for those looking at you and thinking about buying your product or service.